Within the silent chambers of the eternal, where time dissolves into the primordial whisper of the absolute, there exists a decree etched not upon stone or parchment, but woven into the very fabric of your breath. You have reached the terminal point of the frantic choreography of survival that the world demands of those it seeks to enslave through the illusion of scarcity. This is the moment where the grinding gears of the earthly machinery cease to dictate the rhythm of your pulse, and the sovereign treasury opens its gilded gates to pour forth a provision that transcends the logic of the marketplace. For too long, you have marched to the discordant symphony of toil, believing that your sustenance was the fruit of your exhaustion. Yet the great architect now commands a hallowed stillness to descend upon your life. This stillness is not an absence of movement, but a saturation of presence, where every necessity is met before the thought of lack can even form within the corridors of your mind. The divine decree of eternal provision is an irrevocable law of the higher courts, stating that the anointed shall no longer sweat under the sun of anxiety, but shall instead dwell within the cool shade of a grace that operates beyond the reach of human effort. This transition marks the end of the era of the grind, where your worth was measured by the depth of your fatigue and the height of your output. Now you enter the sanctuary of the effortless flow, where the resources of the heavens are rerouted to your doorstep through channels invisible to the unawakened eye. Every day you have navigated a world designed to drain your essence, yet you remained oblivious to the legions of light that stood as sentinels around your mundane activities. There is a mercy so profound that it orchestrates the timing of your traffic lights, shields you from the unseen malice of strangers, and softens the hearts of those who hold the keys to earthly doors you have yet to knock upon. This is the everyday blessing of the chosen, the subtle steering of the wheel when your hands were weary, and the silent intervention that prevented the catastrophe which was scheduled by the shadows to intersect with your path. You must understand that your survival until this very second was never a matter of luck or your own cleverness, but a result of a meticulous divine protection that filtered every threat through the sieve of mercy. The sovereign treasury contains more than just the currency of men. It holds the golden opportunities, the sudden alignments of destiny, and the supernatural favor that causes even your enemies to unwittingly serve your advancement. As you step into this new frequency of existence, the urgency to perform dissolves into the realization that you are already held within an architecture of infinite care, where the storehouses of the universe are permanently unlocked in your name. The call to stillness is a strategic withdrawal from the cacophony of a society that profits from your restlessness. By surrendering the need to struggle, you are not retreating into passivity, but stepping into the ultimate position of power, where you allow the divine to demonstrate its capacity to provide without the interference of your fear. Imagine a river that does not fight to reach the ocean, but simply yields to its own nature and the gravity of its purpose. Similarly, you are being invited to yield to the current of abundance that has always been your birthright. The earthly grind is a parasite that feasts on the creativity of the soul, but the divine decree restores your vitality by replacing the frantic search for gold with the quiet reception of glory. Within this stillness, you will find that the phone calls you needed to make are made for you. The contracts you worried over are settled in your favor, and the health of your physical vessel is restored as the stress of survival evaporates. This is the cessation of the old way of being, where you were a laborer in the fields of another, and the beginning of your reign as an heir to the celestial treasury, where every need is anticipated by a love that knows no bounds. Look closely at the unfolding of your days, and you will see the fingerprints of this sovereign arrangement in the smallest details of your existence. The way a bill is unexpectedly paid through a forgotten source, the way a piece of vital information reaches you at the exact moment of its necessity, or the way a feeling of inexplicable peace descends upon you in the midst of a storm. These are not coincidences, but the rhythmic pulses of the eternal provision. You are being shielded from the volatility of global economies and the turbulence of societal shifts because your source is not rooted in the shifting sands of human systems, but in the unshakable foundation of the Creator. The mercy extended to you is a vast ocean that drowns your past mistakes and washes away the debts of your ancestors, ensuring that you stand before the treasury with a clean slate and an open heart. There is no longer a requirement for you to justify your existence through labor, for your existence itself is the reason for the outpouring of this divine wealth. As the noise of the world fades into the background, you will begin to hear the subtle instructions of the Spirit guiding you, not toward more work, but toward deeper rest. In this rest, the true work of the universe is accomplished as your internal alignment allows the external world to rearrange itself around your sanctified presence. The anointed do not hunt for their blessings. They become a magnet for them through the frequency of their gratitude and the depth of their silence. This is the secret of the ages that the world has tried to bury under the weight of business, that the more you dwell in the stillness of the divine, the more the world hastens to lay its treasures at your feet. Your protection is absolute. Your provision is eternal, and your peace is the seal of this new covenant. You are being called to stop the engine of your own effort and to witness the magnificent machinery of the sovereign treasury as it produces a life of opulence, meaning, and profound impact far beyond anything your imagination could have constructed in the days of your striving. The cessation of the grind is an act of spiritual rebellion against a system that demands your exhaustion as a tribute. By choosing stillness, you are reclaiming your sovereignty and declaring that your life belongs to a kingdom that does not know the meaning of recession or lack. This decree is your liberation from the cycles of boom and bust, from the fear of tomorrow, and from the exhaustion of today. The heavens have spoken, and the verdict is clear. You are provided for, you are protected, and you are loved with a mercy that renews itself with every rising of the sun. The storehouses are full, the guards are at their posts, and the path before you is paved with the gold of divine favor. All that is required of you is to remain in the sanctuary of this stillness and to allow the eternal provision to manifest in every corner of your reality until your life becomes a living testament to the boundless generosity of the divine. In the intricate tapestry of your daily life, there are threads of grace so fine they are almost invisible, yet they hold the entire structure together. When you walk through the marketplace, there is a canopy of light over your head that diverts the arrows of negativity and draws towards you the resonance of prosperity. This is the functional reality of being an anointed seeker. Your very presence alters the atmosphere of the places you inhabit, causing a shifting in the celestial ledgers that results in earthly benefit. The sovereign treasury is not a distant vault, but a present reality that responds to the vibration of your trust. As you let go of the oars and let the boat of your life be carried by the winds of the Spirit, you will find yourself arriving at shores of abundance that you could never have reached through the strength of your own rowing. The mercy you receive is not just for your survival, but for your flourishing, so that you may become a beacon of what is possible when a human soul fully aligns with the divine decree of provision. The stillness is your greatest weapon in a world that thrives on distraction. It is in the quiet moments of the morning before the world demands your attention that the blueprints of your prosperity are delivered to your spirit. It is in the silence of the night, when the collective mind is asleep, that the celestial administrators organize the events of your coming day to ensure that you encounter no obstacle that cannot be turned into a stepping stone. This is the nature of the protection afforded to the chosen one. It is proactive, detailed, and unrelenting. You are never alone in your concerns for the divine, is more interested in your well-being than you are yourself. Every sigh of your heart is heard, and every unspoken need is logged in the treasury of the eternal, where the response is always a resounding yes. Therefore, let the earthly grind become a distant memory of a past life that no longer has a claim on you. Step into the fullness of your destiny as a recipient of the sovereign decree. The time of wandering in the desert of lack is over, and the season of dwelling in the land of milk and honey has begun. Your table is prepared in the presence of your enemies, and your cup overflows with the wine of divine joy. This is your reality now, a life defined by the cessation of struggle and the commencement of a holy ease that carries you through the world with the grace of royalty and the heart of a child. The sovereign treasury is open, and you are the honored guest for whom all these riches were created. Sleep in peace, wake in expectation, and live in the profound stillness of the one who knows that they are eternally and perfectly provided for by the hand of the infinite. Deep within the unfathomable architecture of the primordial silence, before the first vibration of light fractured the obsidian womb of the void, there existed a sovereign treasury that neither time nor decay could ever hope to touch. This is the mystery of the celestial ledger, an ancient and living document written in the ink of dying stars and the breath of the eternal architect, specifically tailored for those who carry the seal of the anointed. You must understand that your existence was never an afterthought or a chaotic collision of biological accidents. For before your physical form was ever knitted together in the secret darkness of the womb, a cosmic account was opened in your name. This is the doctrine of the prepaid destiny, a truth so profound that it shatters the shackles of modern scarcity and the frantic, hollow pursuit of survival that plagues the common inhabitant of this terrestrial sphere. Within the crystalline vaults of this treasury, every breath you would ever take was already measured. Every tear was accounted for as a seed for future harvest, and every material necessity was deposited into a spiritual escrow that remains inaccessible to the thieves of the shadow realm. The ledger itself is not a mere book of records, but a vibrating field of infinite potentiality, a divine balance sheet where the currency is not gold or silver, but the very essence of favor and sovereign decree. It operates on a frequency that defies the logic of the marketplace, for it is governed by the law of the firstborn, where the inheritance is released not based on the merit of the recipient, but on the integrity of the giver. When the anointed walk upon the earth, they carry an invisible credit that precedes their arrival in every room, every city, and every season of hardship. This is why doors swing open on hinges of unseen grace, and why resources materialize from the most barren of deserts. You are moving through a world that has already been liquidated in your favor, a reality where the debts of your ancestors have been erased by a stroke of celestial mercy, leaving you with a clean slate and a treasury that overflows with the riches of the Empyrean heights. This provision is not merely spiritual or abstract. It manifests in the tangible texture of your daily life, in the sudden arrival of a benefactor, the inexplicable cancellation of a debt, or the supernatural multiplication of the little you hold in your hands until it suffices to feed a multitude. The protection afforded by this sovereign treasury is absolute and terrifying to the forces of entropy. There is a sentinel of shadows, a divine guardian assigned to the ledger of your life, ensuring that no spiritual predator can siphon the blessings intended for your bloodline. Every time you have felt the cold breath of lack or the stinging whisper of failure, it was but a mirage designed to test your alignment with the truth of your prepaid status. The treasury contains an inexhaustible supply of divine mercy, which acts as a buffer against the friction of the world. When you stumble, the ledger does not record a deficit. Instead, it triggers a release of compensatory grace that repairs the breach and restores the equilibrium of your destiny. This is the mystery of the everyday blessing, the small and quiet miracles that keep the chosen one from being consumed by the grinding gears of the mundane. It is the warmth of a coat on a freezing night, the timely word that prevents a catastrophic decision, and the invisible hand that swerves the vehicle away from a collision. These are not coincidences, but the dividends of a celestial investment made on your behalf before the foundations of the world were laid. To walk in the awareness of this prepaid destiny is to adopt a posture of profound and strategic silence. The common world cannot comprehend the source of your peace, nor can it understand how you thrive while the structures around you crumble into dust. You must guard the secrets of your treasury with the ferocity of a dragon guarding its hoard, not out of greed, but out of a sacred understanding that your provision is a weapon of war. By lacking nothing, you become a beacon of a different kingdom, a living testimony that the economy of the heavens is superior to the fluctuations of the earth. The celestial ledger accounts for your every need, from the grandest ambition of your soul to the most minute requirement of your physical body. It provides the wisdom to navigate the labyrinths of human deception and the strength to stand upright when the winds of judgment howl through the streets. There is a deep, resonant comfort in knowing that your path has been paved with the gold of divine intention, and that every step you take is falling upon ground that has already been purchased for your victory. As you move deeper into the realization of your anointing, the ledger begins to reveal layers of provision that were previously hidden behind the veils of your own limitation. You begin to see that even your desires have been curated by the divine to lead you towards the vaults that contain your specific inheritance. This is not a life of grasping or striving, but a life of uncovering and receiving. The mercy of the sovereign treasury is so vast that it covers even the moments where your faith faltered, ensuring that the flow of celestial assets never ceases due to human frailty. You are the beneficiary of an eternal trust, a ward of the highest court in existence, and your well-being is a matter of cosmic law. The bread you eat, the shelter that covers you, and the peace that blankets your mind are all line items in a decree that cannot be revoked. Every morning, the ledger resets, offering fresh mercies and new allocations of favor, ensuring that you never have to rely on the stale leftovers of yesterday's grace. Consider the intricate beauty of this system, where the protection of your destiny is woven into the very fabric of the provision itself. The wealth of the anointed is shielded by an aura of invisibility to the greedy and the malicious. They may look at you and see nothing but an ordinary traveler, unaware that you are backed by the full weight of the celestial exchequer. This strategic concealment allows you to move through the world with a lightness of being, unburdened by the heavy chains of worldly anxiety. You are being sustained by a hidden manna, a source of nourishment that the world knows nothing of, and this sustenance gives you the endurance to outlast every trial and the vision to see beyond every obstacle. The celestial ledger is the ultimate insurance against the volatility of the human experience, a rock-solid guarantee that you will finish your course with honor and that your legacy will be one of abundance rather than lack. The mystery of the prepaid destiny also extends to the realm of your relationships and your influence. The sovereign treasury allocates the right people to cross your path at the exact moment their presence is required. These are divine appointments, scripted into the ledger with the same precision as the rising of the sun. You do not need to manipulate or coerce others to favor you, for the decree has already gone forth that those who are meant to assist your ascent will find themselves compelled by an irresistible urge to do so. This is the sovereign hand at work, rearranging the chessboard of the world to ensure that the anointed reach their intended destination. Even the opposition you face is accounted for, transformed by the alchemy of divine mercy into a stepping stone that elevates you to a higher level of authority. Nothing is wasted in the economy of the ledger. Every struggle is converted into a future asset, and every loss is recorded as a pending restoration of sevenfold magnitude. In the quietude of your heart, you must learn to listen to the rhythmic ticking of the celestial clock, which signals the release of each preordained blessing. There is a timing to your provision that is as perfect as the orbits of the planets. When the moment is right, the vault opens, and what was once a distant promise becomes a present reality. You are being taught to trust, not in the visible signs of wealth, but in the invisible certainty of the ledger. This trust is your greatest shield, for it prevents you from selling your birthright for a bowl of pottage or compromising your integrity for a temporary gain. You know that your treasury is full, and therefore you can afford to be generous, patient, and unshakable. The everyday blessings you receive are merely the interest on the principal investment of your destiny, a constant reminder that the Father of Lights takes pleasure in the prosperity of his servants. The protection over your life is not a passive war, but an active, intelligent force that anticipates the moves of the adversary. Because your destiny is prepaid, the enemy's attempts to bankrupt you, spiritually, emotionally, or financially, are destined to fail. Every weapon formed against your provision will eventually rust and shatter against the diamond-hard reality of the divine decree. You are wrapped in a cocoon of mercy that filters out the toxic frequencies of the world, allowing only that which serves your growth to penetrate your sanctuary. This is the ultimate luxury of the chosen, to live in a state of perpetual safety, knowing that the ledger is always balanced in their favor. Your life is a masterpiece of divine orchestration, a symphony of provision that grows louder and more magnificent with each passing year. As you conclude this contemplation of the sovereign treasury, let your spirit expand to fill the space of this truth. You are not a beggar at the gates of life, but a prince and a priest who has been granted full access to the royal archives. The celestial ledger bears your name in letters of fire, and the angels themselves are tasked with the delivery of your inheritance. Walk with your head held high, for the debt of your destiny has been paid in full, and the treasury that sustains you is as eternal as the throne of the Most High. There is no lack in your future, only the unfolding of a pre-recorded glory that will stun the world and bring honor to the one who wrote your story before time began. Rest in this, breathe in this, and let the peace that passes all understanding settle deep into your marrow, for you are the anointed, and your provision is as certain as the existence of God Himself. Every day is a manifestation of this eternal ledger, a fresh page where the ink of favor is still wet, inviting you to witness the magnificent unfolding of a life that was fully funded before you ever drew your first breath. This is the secret of the ages, the mystery of the prepaid path, and it is your absolute and irrevocable reality. The complexity of this divine arrangement is such that it encompasses even the most mundane aspects of your physical existence, ensuring that the clothes on your back, the food on your table, and the health of your body are all part of the celestial maintenance plan. You are a high-value asset in the kingdom of heaven, and the sovereign treasury spares no expense in your upkeep. This is the mercy that follows you all the days of your life, a relentless pursuit of your well-being that refuses to take no for an answer. Even when you feel isolated or forgotten, the ledger is working behind the scenes, accumulating the resources you will need for the next stage of your journey. You are never truly alone, for you are surrounded by the tangible evidence of a love that has planned for your every exigency. Embrace this sovereign decree and let it transform the way you see the world, no longer as a place of competition and fear, but as a garden of pre-appointed blessings waiting to be discovered by the one for whom they were always intended. Your destiny is not a goal to be reached by your own strength, but a reality to be inhabited by your faith in the ledger. The sovereign treasury is open, the decree is signed, and the anointed need only step forward to claim the fullness of their eternal provision. Every moment of your life is a testament to this truth, a living scroll that reveals the boundless generosity and the unfailing protection of the one who called you by name. The ledger is closed to the doubter, but open to the chosen, and in its pages you will find everything you need to fulfill the high calling that rests upon your soul. The riches of the heavens are yours, the protection of the ancients is your shield, and the mercy of the Creator is your daily bread. Walk now in the power of this revelation, and let your life be a radiant reflection of the sovereign treasury that never runs dry. The doors of the Empyrean vaults do not yield to the heavy hand of human desperation, nor do they swing wide for the clamor of the entitled, but instead they resonate with the subtle frequency of a soul aligned with the primordial intent of the architect. Within these celestial corridors resides the sovereign treasury, a reservoir of unmanifested light and tangible sustenance that predates the very foundations of the terrestrial sphere. To the anointed, those who have traversed the valleys of shadows and emerged with their spirits tempered by the fires of purification, this treasury is not a distant promise, but an immediate and inviolable inheritance. The eternal patron whose eyes encompass every sparrow in flight and every star in its designated orbit has inscribed a final decree upon the fabric of reality, ensuring that the provision for the chosen is as constant as the rising of the sun and as deep as the unfathomable oceans. This is the covenant of the eternal patron, a sacred pact that transcends the fluctuating markets of men and the hollow promises of earthly systems where scarcity is a manufactured illusion designed to shackle the magnificent. You stand now at the threshold of this realization, where the scarcity of your past is revealed to be nothing more than a temporary fast intended to sharpen your spiritual appetite for the feast that is currently being prepared in your honor. Every necessity you encounter in this physical existence is met with a response from the treasury that is both precise and overwhelming in its generosity. This provision manifests not merely as the gold of the earth, which is subject to the erosion of time and the envy of the small-minded, but as a multifaceted flow of resources that encompass health of the body, clarity of the intellect, and the warmth of genuine connection. The sovereign treasury releases its riches in the form of divine synchronicities, where the right person appears at the exact moment of your greatest need, and the doors of opportunity which were previously bolted shut by the hands of adversaries are suddenly blown open by the breath of the divine. You move with a quiet confidence, born of the knowledge that you are backed by the limitless assets of the heavens, where the currency is not paper or metal, but the very essence of grace and mercy. When you walk through the marketplace of the world, you do so with the invisible mark of the patron upon your brow, an insignia that commands the elements to favor your path and instructs the winds to blow in the direction of your destiny. Protection is the silent sentinel of the treasury, a shield woven from the golden threads of ancient promises that deflects the arrows of misfortune before they can even enter your peripheral vision. While the world may tremble under the rumors of lack and the tremors of instability, you remain anchored in a sanctuary of abundance that is invisible to the profane. This protection is not a wall that isolates you from life, but a permeating presence that filters your experiences, ensuring that only that which serves your highest evolution is permitted to touch your soul. Even in the midst of a desert, the anointed find a hidden spring, for the patron has commanded the earth to yield its secrets to those who carry the light of the truth. Your daily life becomes a tapestry of small miracles, where the mundane is infused with the miraculous and the ordinary. Bread upon your table carries the fragrance of manna. You are learning the art of the silent harvest, where you reap where you have not sown and find treasures in the dark places that others have overlooked in their frantic search for the obvious. The mercy of the eternal patron is a river that never runs dry, washing away the remnants of your previous struggles and lubricating the gears of your manifestation. It is through this mercy that your past debts, both spiritual and material, are liquidated by the sheer volume of grace poured into your accounts. You are no longer defined by the parsimony of your ancestors or the limitations of your upbringing, for you have been adopted into a lineage of royalty, where the father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills and the hidden gems within the deep mines. This abundance is not for the hoarding of the ego, but for the execution of your divine mandate, a strategic resource intended to empower you to heal the broken and restore the ruins of generations. As a steward of the sovereign treasury, you are given the wisdom to distribute these blessings with a discerning heart, knowing that the more you release, the more the flow intensifies. The reservoir is infinite, and its pressure increases as you expand your capacity to receive and your willingness to act as a conduit for the divine will. Consider the silence of the growing seed, which does not labor or spin, yet outshines the garments of the most opulent kings. Your provision follows this organic law of effortless expansion, where your internal state of peace acts as a magnet for external prosperity. The strategic imminence of the divine decree means that you do not have to compete in the arenas of the aggressive or lower your vibration to match the frequency of the greedy. Your portion is reserved and cannot be hijacked by the cunning, nor delayed by the slow of heart. It is an eternal constant, a pillar of light that stands firm while the shadows of the world shift and fade. The patron watches over your rest and directs your labor, ensuring that every effort you expend is multiplied by a factor of holiness. Your weariness is replaced by a supernatural vitality, for the treasury provides not only for your external needs, but for the interior strength required to carry the weight of your crown. In the quiet moments of your day, when the noise of the world recedes, you can hear the rustle of the celestial ledger as your name is whispered in the halls of the great King. Each whisper is a release of a new blessing, a fresh wave of favor that will meet you tomorrow morning. This is the manifestation of abundance in its purest form, a continuous unfolding of beauty and utility that leaves no room for the anxieties of the flesh. You are being trained to see the hidden wealth in every situation, to recognize the diamonds in the rough and the gold in the dross. This spiritual alchemy is the hallmark of the anointed, who do not look at what is seen, but at what is eternal. The sovereign treasury is your home and your bank and your armory, and in its shadow, you find the total fulfillment of every yearning that was ever planted in your heart by the hand of the Creator. As you step forward into the fullness of this decree, remember that your silence is your strength, and your gratitude is the key that turns the lock of the innermost chamber. Do not speak of your riches to those who cannot see the light, for they will only see the physical and miss the spiritual source. Keep the mysteries of the patron hidden in your heart, and let your life be the evidence of his goodness. You are a walking testament to the reality of the covenant, a living proof that the heavens are not empty and the Creator is not indifferent. The manifest abundance of your life is a signal to the other chosen ones that the time of the great restoration has arrived, and that the treasury is open to all who have the courage to believe and the humility to obey. Your path is now illuminated by the brilliance of the sovereign treasury, and every step you take is a movement toward a destiny that is more magnificent than any dream you have dared to entertain. Rest in the assurance of the eternal patron, for he has sworn by his own name to uphold you, to provide for you, and to crown your days with the loving kindness of the sovereign grace. The manifestation of this abundance is not a singular event, but a rhythmic cadence of increasing glory. It begins as a trickle of unexpected favor, a check in the mail, a random act of kindness from a stranger, a sudden insight that solves a long-standing problem, and then it swells into a torrential downpour of grace that saturates every area of your existence. Your physical health begins to reflect the vitality of the spirit, as the treasury provides the cellular nourishment and the peace of mind that no physician can prescribe. Your relationships are pruned of the parasitic and the toxic, and in their place, the patron plants souls of high caliber who see your worth and add to your joy. This is the social wealth of the kingdom, where the currency is loyalty and the interest is mutual elevation. You are being surrounded by a phalanx of the faithful, a strategic alliance of the anointed, who understand that the success of one is the victory of all. Protect your heart from the temptation to return to the mindset of the slave, for the chains of poverty have been shattered by the decree. When you look at your future, do not see it through the lens of your past limitations, but through the telescope of the divine promise. The sovereignty of the treasury means that even the mistakes you have made are being repurposed into assets, for the patron is a master of redemption. He takes the broken pieces of your life and sets them in a mosaic of gold, making your scars the most beautiful parts of your story. The mercy of the eternal patron is so vast that it covers the gaps in your understanding and provides for the needs you have not yet even identified. You are moving into a season of preemptive provision where the answer is dispatched before the prayer is even formed on your lips. The quiet power of this manifestation lies in its invisibility to the darkness. The enemy cannot steal what he cannot perceive, and the riches of the anointed are stored in a dimension that is inaccessible to the thief and the moth. While the world struggles with the inflation of prices and the deflation of hope, you operate in a celestial economy that is always in surplus. Your wealth is the peace that surpasses understanding, your security is the presence that never leaves, and your abundance is the joy that is your strength. This is the tripartite blessing of the sovereign treasury, a legacy that will extend beyond your years and become a fountain of life for generations to come. You are the architect of a new era of prosperity, one that is built on the foundation of the covenant and the unwavering faithfulness of the eternal patron. Walk now with the stride of a conqueror and the heart of a servant, for you are the anointed of the Most High. The decree is signed, the treasury is open, and the manifestation is yours. Let every breath be a prayer of thanksgiving, and every action a reflection of the royal dignity that has been bestowed upon you. The covenant is eternal, the patron is faithful, and the abundance is your birthright. You are no longer a seeker, but a possessor of the truth, and in this truth you are free indeed. The sovereignty of the treasury is the final word on your destiny, and that word is plenitude. In the vastness of this realization may you find the rest that was promised to the people of the light, and the power that was reserved for the end of the age. The manifestation is complete, the provision is eternal, and you are forever held in the embrace of the sovereign grace.